This lawyer sounds like a tabloid trying to get some money by writing the juicy story. That's all I'm trying to say. Hey guys, what's up? You know that I keep talking about being negative in unique situations for a very long time. When you're a very young kid, you start seeing the fun part of being in such a dark place. You survive uniquely, in a unique way. I can actually share that experience that Johnny Depp had. I lost my mom when I was 6. He lost his father and had a lot of damages in his life at a very young age. And you live in a dark place. You have like a very beautiful poker face. Not that I say that I'm beautiful, but it's Johnny Depp. He was like a very good looking guy and seems to have like a very dark past. But how he handles himself in court, I'm impressed. So if you really like this, that I'm going to show you, let me know if you like it. Share, bada beam bum, the usual stuff and everything. Support me. It's important these days. And let me show you this video because it's really weird how they try to talk down on him. And the lawyer is so bad, he makes him look good. That even me, I'm not a lawyer, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Because it's like, we're going to shame you in court and we are gonna win. I see so many people watch this court and they're surprised. They're like, what? He said that? They said this 2 years ago. But it didn't have the information. Nobody was connected. And that's why I keep telling people connecting everybody is bad. But then at the same time, it's a downfall of the people that lie too much. Because we got receipts. And if this becomes the news that everybody's going to see how negative it is for a man, no man is going to get married again. And I think the government will change the laws that if you have a girlfriend more than 5 years, you're married. Because they're already doing that right now in Spain.
Mr. Depp, if you could please take a look at the stack of articles in front of you.
Yes, it's a stack of hit pieces.
Yes, the first one is called
by Ms. Heard's publicity team.
Mr. Depp, we're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. I'm going to ask you about the first one. Well, we're going to talk about them. The first one is entitled, is from The Guardian. Do you see that?
Apparently drunk.
Yes, and this is an article from November 15th, 2014, entitled, Apparently Drunk Johnny Depp Cut Off at Hollywood Film Awards Ceremony, correct?
That's what it says, yes, sir.
And the next article is an article from May 7th, 2016. It's entitled, Johnny Depp, Friends and Family Seriously Concerned About Him. Here's Why.
Yes,
correct?
How did they know?
Article from May 1st, 2017, before Ms. Heard filed for a restraining order. A year and a half before she published, this would be after May 1st, 2017. The headline is, Johnny Depp has a clear and epic sense of entitlement, ex-managers say.
Yes.
Published in the Hollywood Reporter, correct?
I was in a lawsuit with him, sir.
The next article from May 10th, 2017 is entitled, Johnny Depp, a star in crisis and the insane story of his missing millions. Did I read that right?
That's straight from the same lawsuit, sir.
The next article, also from May 10th, 2017, a year and a half before the op-ed was published, says, Johnny Depp reportedly drank heavily and was constantly late on the new Pirates movie set. Did I read that right?
You did, reportedly.
The next article, also from May 10th, 2017. Mr. Depp,
this is a pathetic attempt.
Mr. Depp, please just respond to the question that I'm asking you.
What's your
question? The next document, an article published in Vanity Fair on May 10th, 2017, is entitled, Johnny Depp's Financial Woes Might Sink the Next Pirates of the Caribbean. Did I read that right?
You did. I don't know
the next article,
would do
May
that.
25th, 2017, a year and a half before the op-ed was published, an article entitled, Where Did It All Go Wrong for Johnny Depp? After a string of flops and a ton of bad press, Johnny Depp's star...
He's just reading everything. It's like, why do we care how a tabloid is thinking about him? We can't verify that. Am I the one that's like, find it weird that they're reading how papers and tabloids is talking about the superstore and we should consider like the supposed truth? This is so stupid. If that is how you have to be a lawyer and you can just give me a piece of paper, well, I can be a lawyer. I have two eyes. Isn't this hearsay? They can't prove this.
Tower looks as wobbly as Jack Sparrow on a plank. Did I read that right?
You read that very, very well.
The next one, Hollywood Reporter, May 27th, 2017. Headline, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Diminishing Returns of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You certainly did. Hollywood Reporter were very nice to me at the time.
July 12th, 2017. Why are all of Johnny Depp's movies bombing at the box office? Did I read that right?
You certainly did.
November 4th, 2017. A year and a month before Amber published the op-ed. Headline, Johnny Depp allegedly showed up drunk to movie premiere, reports say. Did I read that
Allegedly,
correctly?
reports say. This is hearsay.
June
is it not?
21st,
Your favorite
2018,
word?
6 months before the op-ed was published. Vanity Fair article, The Real Reason Johnny Depp Used an Earpiece on a Film Set.
I think that was
I read
explained
that
in court
correctly?
the other day. Oh, you did, yeah.
June 21st, 2018, 6 months before the op-ed was published. A Rolling Stone article entitled The Trouble with Johnny Depp. Multi-million-dollar lawsuits, a haze of booze and hash, a marriage gone very wrong, and a lifestyle he can't afford inside the trials of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You did. You should read the article. It's
And the
wonderful.
last one, June 22nd, 2018, the Daily Mail, vodka for breakfast, 72-hour drug binges, and spending sprees that beggar belief. Alison Boshoff reveals why Hollywood's reeling over what's being called Johnny Depp's career suicide note. Did I read that correctly?
You did. Who's Alison Boshoff and how does she know?
Mr. Depp, you can't name
Oh, it
a
won't
single
answer, let me see.
actress who has benefited in her career by coming forward and stating that she was the victim of domestic violence, can you?
I'm sorry, what was
Objection
that?
calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
When Amber made abuse accusations against you in May 2016, fair to say it got a lot of press attention, right?
Yeah.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
When Amber made abuse accusations against you in May 2016, you became aware that it got a lot of press attention, correct?
Very quickly, I became aware.
And she became associated with those abuse accusations that she made against you in May 2016, correct? To your knowledge.
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
You became associated with those domestic abuse accusations that she made against you, correct?
I think that's clear.
And
yes.
you understood that she became associated with those same accusations that she made, correct? You testified to that.
Well, she had a choice. I didn't.
And you've talked about the immediate impact that those accusations on May 27th, 2016 allegedly had on your career, correct?
Yes.
You testified earlier in your examination on direct that when Amber made those accusations in 2016, you said you lost, quote, nothing less than everything, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Oh.
But
That's
you
a lot.
didn't try to get the restraining order lifted in 2016, did you?
I don't. If she wanted a
It's a
restraining
yes or
order,
no question. You didn't try to get the restraining
No,
order.
why
did
would
you?
I?
And you didn't have a divorce trial where you could respond to Amber's accusations of abuse in 2016, did you?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
I'm asking him if he had a trial. That's
All
a
right,
fact.
I'll allow-
You didn't have a divorce trial where you could respond to Amber's accusations of abuse, did you?
No, there were no charges pressed against
You
me.
chose
She didn't
not
tell
to-
the police that I had done anything. She didn't mention my name.
And you didn't have a California divorce judge decide these facts, did you?
Objection asked and answered.
I'll sustain the objection.
You
Next
chose not to try to clear your name at that time through any sort of legal proceeding, correct?
Objection asked and answered.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
And you chose to sign a divorce agreement in which you stated that Amber had not made any false statements about you for financial gain. We looked at that, correct?
Objection asked and answered.
Asked and answered. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
How can you ask so many questions that don't make any sense, that it confuses me, it confuses him, and it's like, why don't you ask the question? It's like the way he sounds is, you didn't really kind of press charges, so you didn't push back. So actually, maybe it never happened. That is how I feel. By the logic that this lawyer is going, any Me Too that didn't open their mouth at the moment, 20 years later, you can Harvey Weinstein strategy that stuff. That doesn't make any sense. Am I dumb? Let me know, because I'm kind of confused.
You waited until Amber wrote the op-ed in the Washington Post in December of 2018 to file a lawsuit against her, correct?
That is correct.
Can you pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 2, please?
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Something bad was happening, but he took his time because it was a very toxic relationship. So the fact that you're going to blame somebody, you didn't open your mouth then, you did over the years. So why did you do it? Maybe it never happened. Maybe you invented it. I'm like, okay, if you want to think like that, amen. I don't think a lot of ladies in that same position would agree with you with that strategy, though.
It was the only time that I was able to speak and use my own voice.
You chose not to sue the Washington Post in this lawsuit, correct?
Objection, relevance. Asked and answered.
It's not been asked and answered.
Hasn't been asked and answered, but I'm not sure what the relevance is.
You chose to sue only Ms. Heard and not the newspaper that published this article, correct?
Objection, compound.
All right, I'll sustain as to compound.
You chose not to sue the Washington Post, correct?
Objection, relevance.
I'll sustain the objection.
You only sued the author of this article, Amber Heard, correct?
Which seems she was the one making the statements. Yes, I had.
How can that be wrong? That's why I'm surprised. So it's like, they're like, you only went after the person that supposedly got hurt by you. You didn't go to all the other extras, bada bing, bada boom. You just choose one person to blame. I think when somebody is the victim, you only want to attack the person that was the perpetrator. I don't want the whole freaking team behind her, family and friends and news. There's a lot of money, man. He just sued the right person. Simple. And want my money back.
The opportunity to fight back.
Permission to publish Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
All right, Exhibit 2 is already in evidence. So
Mr. Depp, you realize that the only job for this jury to decide,
Yes, sir.
its only job, is to determine whether this op-ed and this op-ed alone is defamatory.
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
I'll sustain the objection.
This is the only writing that's the subject of this lawsuit that you brought, correct?
Same objection.
It's fact, Your Honor. He still
I'll
only brought the
allow
lawsuit.
that question. I'll allow that question.
This is a version of that story of the op-ed that I've never seen. The one that was published before, the only one I've ever seen is the one that was published prior to this. They changed the title because they were in fear of trouble.
Well, I moved to strike that last testimony, Your Honor.
Well, I mean,
So when he gives an answer that is correct, to tell you what you're showing me right now, I never said that, you want to strike it. It's like, I didn't do it. So I have proof I didn't do it. Well, we're going to strike that because that's not positive for my... I know, man. I know. This guy, and it's like, people are watching you. The jury is watching you. Because it's quite clear you're trying to shame him or label him as a unique way, but you don't really have facts about it. You want to just make it blurry just so he loses. That's why Amber Heard never talks, because they're afraid they might ask her questions that she can't answer and defend herself. She already got messed up already previously 2 years ago or something in the beginning of the 2018. And now, I wish she talked, but they will never let her talk. They know if she talk, she will get the nervous breakdown and prove that because woman can detect woman. And if you're not a woman and you don't understand, it's okay. But I can guarantee you, all the women that understand woman, and they're like, yeah, you know.
Whether it's the online edition or this edition in the paper, this article is the only statement, the only publication of anything that's the subject of the lawsuit that you brought, correct?
Objection asked and answered.
I'll sustain the objection.
This op-ed, Mr. Depp, does not discuss any of the details of your relationship that we've seen in texts and emails and recordings over the past few days, does it?
Objection, compound, and asked and answered.
I'll sustain both objections.
In fact, this article doesn't contain any details of your relationship with Ms. Heard.
Objection, asked and answered.
Oh my God. There should be like DJ. What was the guy again?
Another one.
I feel bad for this guy. The guy's just like repeating. I have to be specific with my question because it's like gangster question that if he answer it and it becomes a real thing, they can use it to label it. Well, I asked you that question. You gave an answer. You like to do it this way. So, hey, you are exactly what we think you are. Judy! Believe me.
I'll sustain the
The
objection.
only thing that this article states, Mr. Depp, is that in 2016, Amber made accusations of domestic abuse. Correct.
It was clear that she'd made allegations in 2016.
And she
so
did that when
then,
she
yes.
obtained a restraining order against you in 2016, correct?
Yeah, I suppose, yes. Yeah,
And even if you disagree with the accusations that she made against you in May 2016, it is a true fact that she did make those accusations in 2016 and got a restraining order against you, correct?
Objection, compound, asked and answered.
I'll sustain the objections. Next question.
Next question. How are you going to rephrase it? Another
To your
one?
knowledge, the words that Ms. Heard used in this article about getting a restraining order against you in 2016, those are true, correct?
I'm sorry?
words that Ms. Heard
misstates the
used-
document.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Can you go to the third paragraph? Pull up the third paragraph, please. The statement that then 2 years ago, Ms. Heard became a public figure representing domestic abuse. That is
Yeah.
true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're looking at.
Objection,
Oh, I see it.
calls for a legal conclusion.
So I'll sustain the objection.
It's,
I'll
It is not.
sustain the objection.
and in 2016, for the first time publicly, Ms. Heard accused you of domestic abuse, correct?
In 2016?
Yes.
That's correct.
No further questions.
I don't understand this. He made such a hard job trying to ask questions just to confirm what she did in 2016. You're an abuser, restraining order, that's it. Why did he take so much time for me to make a stupid YouTube video just to justify that? Just to justify that in court. Look, man, it's like people are really stupid sometimes in a way they want to rephrase the question in such a way that you say something that you agree, and that's why you need a lawyer. You learn a lot about these things when you watch stupid people make stupid judgment. Just do your freaking job. This is not this lawyer sounds like a tabloid trying to get some money by writing the juicy story. That's all I'm trying to say. He's trying to make a juicy story so the jury is going to be like, that's a juicy story. But all they see is a genuine man talking to a juicy story making lawyer. Who's going to win? I hope Johnny wins. Because if Johnny wins, this is going to be a beautiful fact how evil this world is. And if he loses, this is going to prove even worse that I need to protect my son even more. Watch out for the moon. What can happen, Papa? This can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong.